All right, hello. My name is Penny. Welcome back to Outmouse Labs. I'm glad you're here. So I know it's been a little while since I did a video. I've been moving, so I have successfully moved to the city nearby that's a little bit bigger and really enjoying the new space. So hopefully that's going to allow me to make some videos more often. I did want to quickly tease that some friends and I are going to be starting a podcast soon. So keep your eyes out for that. We're going to have details soon, but it's going to be called Legends, Lies, and Lore, or I think Lies, Legends, and Lore probably. But with that, let's get to the video. So today, we're going to be just looking at why you might want to make a plugin command. So we've already gone over how to make them. Please check out my earlier videos if you want to learn that. But we're going to talk about why you might do that with an example. So looking at our code here, we're going to go down to a command I made. This command is called roll skill check. All right, let's see. No, I'm sorry. This command is called follower balloon. There we go. So this allows you to have a balloon appear on your followers. Now this is really easy to do in code. The code necessary is right here. You can just use that line in a script command. So you go to events section 3. I'll show you. You would go to event blurb. You would go to events. There we go. The third and plugin command. And you could just punch that, script. You could just punch that command in. It would work just fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then sometimes that may be faster than exactly what you want to do. The thing is, that means you have to memorize this command or write it down somewhere, and you have to remember what each piece does. So what this does is it's the game player object has a method called followers, which gets all the followers. Dot follower, so which specific follower. -1 is the leader, 0 is the second, 1 is the third, 2 is the fourth, etc. And it allows you to put a balloon. So game temp is another object. It has a method called request balloon. You ask the balloon to be placed on that follower, and then the balloon ID is which balloon. Balloons, by the way, start with their index of 1 instead of 0, which is unusual in JavaScript. So just a heads up there. So you can do that. It'll work just fine, but you have to memorize all this. Whereas if you make it a command, you can make it look a lot simpler. So quickly, to make it a command, very fast, please go back and look at another earlier video if you want to really learn how to do this. You say @command, follower balloon is the name. @text, show balloon on follower. @description, show balloon icon on a follower. These are what the engine will display to the person making their game. You have an argument, which in this case is a number called follower ID. It gives text and description for what that is for and has a default of 0. Then we have another number, balloon ID, same thing, default of 1. That creates our command. Then down here we have to register that command with the plugin manager. So plugin manager.register command, aml.core plugin name. This is just in reference to this right here. Name of this is AML core. So within the plugin AML core, create a command called follower balloon using all of the args. Then we assign our arguments that we created up top to local variables. That's what let does. So follower ID and balloon ID makes a number of follower ID and balloon ID or sets them to the defaults. We have to do this because it's all strings when we make it. So you have to convert them to numbers. Then we run our bit of code, the same code that we could have just put directly into a script command if we wanted. That's it. There's our command. So why would we do this versus just have the command in a script command? Here's why. If you go over here and create an event, go to 3, go to plugin command, you can now go to AML core and choose show balloon on follower, and we can set it to say 0, that would be follower number 2, and balloon 1 is the exclamation point, and we're done. That's going to show a balloon. So that's pretty cool. It is way easier to remember. It's in the ethos of RPG makers, no code required. Yes, there is code behind it, but this way you don't have to think about the code every time. Or you could just use the plugin I made, and then you don't have to know the code at all. So this is why you might want to make a command. I believe I have this in action on this one, so I will go ahead and show you. Let me just make sure before I load it up. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so just to show you real quick, what you will see is, okay, we have text, doesn't really matter. And here in a minute, our second character is going to show a balloon. By default, you can't do that. So there you go. If that's something you find interesting, feel free to use the plugin. You can get all of my plugins on itch.io. I'll have a link in the description. Otherwise, feel free to use that code to make your own. And please consider making commands instead of just script commands, making plugin commands instead of script commands, because it's easier for folks. And if you do, I hope you'll release them to the public. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope you'll consider a like and subscribe. Have a great rest of the day, and happy game making.